Information Technologies Question Bank. Questions. Q1. Define information technology. Q2. Explain function of IT in electronic data processing. Q3. Explain the components of computer system in detail. Q4. What is hard copy output device? Describe the various type of printers. 5. Define software? Describe the system software in detail. Q6. Explain main memory in detail. Q7. Define the following: virus hoax, CAM, CAD, softcopy. Q8. Write a short note on the following: spreadsheet, computer crime, antivirus. Q9. Differentiate variable declaration and variable definition. Q10. What is loop? Explain for loop. Where are 32-bit program files located in a 64-bit version of Windows 10 Pro? A. See Windows, System 32. B. See Users. C. See Program Files. D. See Program Files, x86. Explanation. In a Windows 10 64-bit operating system, 32-bit program files are located in the C Programs, x86, folder, while 64-bit programs are located in the C Programs folder. 2. A technician wishes to use the reset option to repair a Windows 10 installation and chooses the option that will retain the user's personal files. Which statement is true based on using this option? A. All user files and applications will be restored together with the complete reinstallation of Windows 10. B. All user files and applications will be deleted, and a complete reinstallation of Windows 10 will occur. C. Only corrupt files of the Windows 10 installation will be replaced and repaired. D. Only user files will be restored together with the complete reinstallation of Windows 10. Explanation. By using the reset process from within the recovery area, it will remove all apps and programs, change the computer's settings back to their defaults, and reinstall Windows 10 without removing any user personal data files. A user notices that the PC behaves a bit differently from the organization group policies. The user believes that the group policy settings may have been applied incorrectly and wants to verify the settings. What is the best Windows command to select to do the job? SFC, CLS, GP result, DISM, task list. 4. A server administrator needs to set up a new server with disk fault tolerance technology. The administrator decides to deploy RAID 0+1 technology. What is the minimum number of disks needed to deploy the disk array setting? A.2, B.3, C4, D.5, E.6. Explanation. RAID 0+1 combines data striping and data mirroring. The minimum number of disks required for data striping is 2 and the minimum number of disks, or disk sets, for data mirroring is 2 as well.
Q5. A user has detected that one of the virtual machines in a computer is infected with a virus. Which statement about the situation is likely to be true? A. The host operating system is not necessarily infected with a virus. B. The host machine operating system has a bug. C. All of the virtual machines running on the host are infected with a virus. D. The host machine antivirus program requires an update. Explanation. The virtual machines work separately from the host operating systems, even though they use the same system resources. The weaknesses and vulnerabilities from one virtual machine are not spread to other virtual machines or the host operating system. Q6. Which fire protection system would be best for a university computer electronics lab? A.AN overhead sprinkler system. B.AN electronic ion spreader. C. A non-water-based fire extinguisher. D. Fire suppressing hazmat blankets and suppressors. Q7. Why should a technician avoid opening the casing of a power supply? A. Power supplies must always be replaced, not repaired. B. Hazardous levels of electricity may be present inside the power supply. C. Power supplies are very fragile, expensive, and easy to damage. D. Only the power supply manufacturer can open the casing of a power supply. Explanation. Power supplies contain high voltage, and only highly trained technicians should attempt to repair them. A power supply can still hold dangerous levels of electricity even after being disconnected from the mains power. Explanation: power supplies contain high voltage, and only highly trained technicians should attempt to repair them. A power supply can still hold dangerous levels of electricity even after being disconnected from the mains power. Q8. What is the first step a technician should take when preparing to work on the inside of a computer? A. Remove the power supply. B. Disconnect the computer from power. C. Disconnect the computer from the network. D. Remove external devices such as a mouse. Explanation: before any service inside a computer is performed, the PC should be turned off and disconnected from any source of power to reduce the risk of shock. What tool can be used to find and attempt to fix file structural errors on a hard disk in Windows 7? A. Format. B. SFC. C. ROAD. D. ChakDisk. Explanation: ChakDisk attempts to correct file structural errors. Format is used to prepare a storage device so that it may store data. System File Checker, SFC, replaces corrupt operating system files. Remove Directory, ROAD, is used to delete a directory from the file structure. A customer asks for a solution to a printer problem that is beyond the knowledge level of the technician. What should the technician do? A. Try to fix the problem anyway. B. Tell the customer to call the printer manufacturer to fix the problem. C. Gather as much information as possible and escalate the problem. D. Ask the customer to call again when another technician can provide a solution to the problem. Explanation: trying to fix a problem that is beyond the knowledge level of the technician may create additional problems. 11. Which statement that is related to running 64-bit software is correct? A 0.64-bit software requires a 64-bit processor but can run on a 32-bit operating system. B. 64-bit software requires a 64-bit processor and a 64-bit operating system. C. 64-bit software can run on a 32-bit processor but requires a 64-bit operating system. D. 64-bit software can run on a 32-bit processor using a 32-bit operating system but the software performance will be slower. Explanation: 32-bit software can run on a 64-bit processor running a 64-bit operating system. 64-bit software can only run on a 64-bit processor running a 64-bit operating system. Q12. Which statement is correct about installing a 32-bit operating system on a x64 architecture? A. The OS will always make use of all the RAM available. B. The OS will run correctly. C. The OS can address more than 128 GB of memory. D. This combination will provide better security. Explanation: a 32-bit operating system can run on a x64 architecture, but it will not be able to use more than 4 GB of the system memory. A 64-bit OS includes features that provide additional security. Q13. What action should a technician take before upgrading computers from Vista to Windows 7? A. Run Vista Upgrade Analyzer. B. Run Windows 7 Upgrade Advisor. C. Uninstall all programs. D. Upgrade the video card. Explanation: when an upgrade from Vista to Windows 7 is being planned, the first step is to download and run the Windows 7 Upgrade Advisor. It is not necessary in that situation to uninstall all programs or to upgrade the video card, as the requirements are the same for the two operating systems. 14. What is a possible situation when it might be necessary to boot Windows 7 from a USB device, a CD, or a DVD? A. To disable background services. B. To delete registry keys. C. To partition the hard drive. D. To repair the system. Explanation: disabling background services, deleting registry keys, and partitioning the hard drive do not require rebooting a PC. It might be necessary to boot a computer from a USB drive in order to repair the system in some situations. Q16 What type of partition has the ability to create volumes spanning across more than one disk? A. Primary. B. Active. C. Extended. D. Dynamic. Explanation. The primary partition contains the operating system files and is usually the first partition. The OS uses the active partition to boot the computer. The extended partition normally uses the remaining free space on a hard drive or takes the place of a primary partition. A dynamic partition is the only type of partition that allows creating volumes spanning over more than one disk. 17. What type of file system allows the use of files larger than 5 GB and is mostly used on internal hard drives? A. FAT32. B. FAT64. C. NTFS. D. CDFS. E. exFAT. Explanation. The file system exFAT, also known as FAT64, is used to address some of the shortcoming of FAT32 and is mainly used for USB flash drives. CDFS is used for optical drives. FAT32 allows the storage of files up to 4 GB in size. NTFS allows the storage of files up to 16 TB in size. 18. Which user account should be used only to perform system management and not as the account for regular use? A. Guest. B. Standard user. C. Administrator. D. Power user. Explanation. The administrator account is used to manage the computer and is very powerful. Best practices recommend that it be used only when it is needed to avoid accidentally performing significant changes to the system. 19. Which type of user account is created automatically during a Windows 8.1 installation? A. Administrator. B. Guest. C. Remote desktop user. D. Standard user. Explanation. During a Windows 8.1 installation, the administrator account is created automatically. All other accounts have to be created manually. 20. A technician is attempting to repair a Windows 7 laptop that has a missing or corrupt OS file that prevents Windows 7 from starting up. The technician reboots the laptop and accesses the WinRE via the F8 key. Which option must the technician choose in the System Recovery menu to locate and fix the missing or corrupt system files? A. Startup Repair. B. System Restore. C. System Image Recovery. D. Windows Memory Diagnostic. Explanation. Startup Repair will scan the hard drive and identify and fix any missing or corrupt OS files. WinRE options can also be accessed by booting from the installation media or a system repair disk. 21. When would the PXE option be used when repairing a PC? A. The display cannot be seen clearly. B. There is no response from the mouse or keyboard. C. The computer needs a replacement operating system. D. A newly installed application caused the system to perform erratically. Explanation. The Reboot Execution Environment, PXE, but pronounced PXE, BIOS boot option is used to install an operating system from a remote network location. 22. A user wants to extend a primary partition formatted with the NTFS file system with the unallocated space on the hard disk. What must the user do after the primary partition is extended to make it usable? A. Convert the disk type to dynamic. B. Ensure that the disk type is basic. C. Format the disk with the FAT64 file system. D. Partition the new space as a basic disk. Explanation. A partition must be formatted with the NTFS file system in order to extend it by using the unallocated space on the disk. Once the partition has been extended, the disk type must be converted to a dynamic disk in order for the new partition to be accessible. 23. A user is viewing the Windows Disk Management utility and notices that one of the disks is marked as foreign. What does this mean? A. This is a basic disk that has just been converted to a dynamic disk. B. This is a dynamic disk whose partition has been deleted. C. This is a dynamic disk from another PC running Windows. D. This is a disk that does not contain a valid signature. Explanation. When a dynamic disk is removed from another Windows PC and installed onto the current PC, The disk manager will note this and mark it as foreign within the disk management utility. 24. What are two file attributes in the Windows environment? Choose 2. A. Details. B. Archive. C. Read only. D. Security. E. General. Explanation. The file attributes are read-only, archive, hidden, and system. Details, security, and general are tabs on the file properties applet. 25. What are two functions of hypervisors? Choose 2. A. To partition the hard drive to run virtual machines. B. To protect the host from malware infection from the virtual machines. C. To manage virtual machines. D. To allocate physical system resources to virtual machines. E. To share the antivirus software across the virtual machines. Explanation. The hypervisor does not protect the hosting OS from malware. Neither does it allow sharing software across virtual machines. The hard drive of the supporting computer does not need to be part.
Part 2 to be continued. Prepared by Highly Multimedia in 2015 E.C. Thank you, Amesajina Lehu.